Hi everyone. I know it's been a couple of days since I've had the opportunity, since I've uploaded any videos, but I've been just extremely busy with work. So I really haven't done much listening over the last few days. I still owe you guys more videos with the Mephisto, and I will do that. This video is not for that. This video is, as you guys read on the title, my pure and real raw thoughts, very raw, unbiased thoughts of the Mephisto, Gryphon Mephisto, and the Gryphon Colosseum, which I've owned. But before I get into that, guys, I just wanted to say that a few of you have recently been suggesting that I bring some other preamplifiers and other components, and I'm not going to go into names of what components these are, but let's just keep it at very affordable components, components that cost a fraction of some of the pieces you see usually here in my room, which is fine. So to be as 100% real, as honest with you guys, I am not going to be doing that. I am not going to be buying things that you guys are simply wanting me to try just because. I feel that I have a road that I need to follow. I am trying to follow my own journey with my own equipment, trying to improve upon my own system, my own rig. I've said it many times. That's what this is about. It's just me, my own system, and getting better with my own system. I'm not here trying to compare my system against yours. Okay, if you are a person who managed to put together a great, sound system for a fraction of what I have here, more power to you. I'm very happy you clearly know what you're doing, and I'm very, very glad that you got where you needed to get, spending only a fraction of what I have. That's great to know. I'm happy for you. Okay, now that said, I'll repeat it again. I am not going to embark on buying things that I'm not interested in. If any of you guys are interested in me giving you a personal opinion about perhaps a certain preamplifier you own, or a DAC or an amplifier that you own, or you are contemplating to buy, and you want to see how it stacks up against what I have here, by all means, you got my email down below. You know where to reach out, where to find me. You can just, we can get on the phone and talk. I'm more than happy to accommodate. I'm more than happy to pay for shipping. That's not a problem. I can do that. But then you have to buy it. You would have to be the one to provide me the component you're interested in listening against what I have here. Okay? So I'm not closed off completely to the idea, as long as you guys can provide the product you're interested in. I can't go out there buying every single thing you guys want me to try. Unfortunately, I have my own direction. I follow my own instinct, and what I am interested in buying and trying is what I follow. Okay? Just wanted to keep it real. I don't want to be misleading anyone. I don't want to be sounding rude. I'm trying to only better my own system. I'm not trying to better or compare to anyone else's. Okay, so that being said, let's get into it. So if you have followed my YouTube channel, you have seen me own many different amplifiers, including the Gryphon Colosseum, which you see here on the screen, and also the Gryphon Mephisto, which is right in front of you. And a lot has been said about what are the main differences between both amplifiers, because let's be honest, not many people have had the pleasure of owning both pieces. That's the reality, other than a dealer perhaps. But end users, you're not going to find many end users who have owned the Colosseum as well as the Mephisto. You're simply not going to. And so I am in a position to give my opinion as far as how I feel with regards to both power amplifiers. When it comes to the Gryphon Colosseum, I found the amplifier extremely musical, deep bass. It had a big sound stage. I also felt that it had excellent compatibility with many other brands. It played very nice with Audio Research, with the Momentum HD preamplifier. It played nice with a lot of my Nordos cables. It really, really, really was very compatible, very universal, if you will. Now, the Gryphon Colosseum is really like a Mercedes S-Class when it comes to the presentation. It takes you from point A to point B, trying to be as transparent as possible, but at the same time, it doesn't let you feel the road blemishes. It doesn't let you feel, unless they're very difficult, of course, to hide, it doesn't let you feel or notice as much of the bad recordings that are out there. It's transparent, don't get me wrong. It's not like a Luxman. It's still towards the neutral camp, I would call it. Okay, but it is very engaging. This is also, I feel, a power amplifier that's very plug and play. And what I mean by that is this Colosseum is the amplifier that you can go out there buy. There aren't many out there. There are not really many for sale, but if you find it, you can buy, and I can give you my assurance, or reassurance, if you will, that it will play nice with just about everything you got right now at home. It will definitely play nice. It will improve a lot of different areas with your current situation, your current sound, tonality, better bass control. It'll do a lot of great things for your current system, whatever that may be. Now, of course, like any other power amplifier, it does get better with a better supporting cast. It really does. So that's no surprise there. And guys, although I have never really heard the Antillean Evo or the Essence, not heard, owned. I've heard it, but I haven't owned it. I haven't had it here. And as I said to you, when you go to a show or a store, you get an overall idea, but it's very hard to gauge a lot of the presentation because 9 times out of 10, you're listening with different cables that you have than what you have, different speakers, preamplifiers. So it's very difficult to really have a clear view of what the amplifier would do in your own home. And because I haven't owned either the Antillean Evo or any Antillean for that matter, or the new Essence, I really don't have a point or reference other than what some of my trusted sources tell me, which is that the Colosseum is indeed the sweet spot out of the top 3 Gryphon amplifiers. It is the sweet spot when you compare it to the Mephisto or the Antillean. I feel that middle, it really does deserve the middle position where it sits. Because it has, based on what I've been told, again, I haven't heard the Antillean, it has some of the attributes of the Gryphon Mephisto and also some of the quote unquote warmth of the Antillean. It's not warm like the Antillean, and again, I'm assuming the Antillean is warm because you're comparing it to the rest of the amplifiers, the rest of the Gryphon line, and it is supposed to be the warm of the 3. The Colosseum is supposed to be more detailed, more musical, and then I'll get to the Mephisto in a minute to give you my thoughts. So, in terms of the best of both worlds, I would say the Colosseum has that. It's just the compatibility of the amplifier with many of your electronics out there. It never really disappointed me. It only got better the more I gave it. Okay, now moving on to the Mephisto, which is what you're seeing here on your screen. This beast is neutral and clear like water. There's no lying, there's no BSing, there's no false presentations allowed by this amplifier. It will not do that for you. Either it sounds good or it does not. It will not try to sugarcoat things for you. Also, this is not your typical plug and play and be done amplifier. This is not the amplifier that you are going to just throw in your system and you can call it a day. This is not that amplifier. Nine times out of 10, I am going to say this is probably the beginning of a whole new system for you. This amplifier. This might be just the beginning, the starting point. Okay, and I know that because I've been living with it for 2 months now. So I know a thing or two now. I still need to find out more about the amplifier and see where I can get it to get even better. But at a high level right now, that's my feeling about this power amplifier. Also, this amplifier could care less how expensive the rest of your components are. It doesn't care. It either sings with it or it does not. Meaning synergy is key for this power amplifier. You could have the best DAC or the best preamp, and if it doesn't like it, it will not sing correctly. Perfect example, Nordos Odin cables. I did not like what it did with it. It got too hot for me. The high frequencies were a little too much. It was almost like it was on too much caffeine, if you will. I never liked the straight up in your face presentation. And to be honest with you guys, there is a little bit of that with Nordos Odin cabling. It is very, very detailed, but it also can get a little bright. And this amp just makes it worse. That's the bottom line. This amplifier just makes that more apparent. So, no, that's a big no for this amplifier. Also, this will be the amplifier that will let you hear all the blemishes and imperfections of the presentation. It will be either your best friend or worst enemy. That much I can tell you. If you are just simply about a cute presentation, look elsewhere. It's just not going to give you a cute presentation. It's not a tube amplifier. It's not a little, it's not an amplifier that's just going to make things sound cute for you. This is not the job of the Mephisto. And I'm sorry about this, but I'll be very honest here. If you're making a huge financial effort to purchase this power amplifier, but you won't really have any additional funds to improve much else in your rig, I will tell you right now, save your money. Do not buy it. Do not buy it. I am here being honest with you. Buying this amplifier, as I mentioned earlier, is only the beginning of what you will be doing. And of course, last but not least, it is the king of all the power amplifiers that I have ever owned over the past 4 to 5 years. In other words, this is the GOAT for me and what I have been doing over the past 4 to 5 years. In my opinion, this is the GOAT, greatest of all time for me, comparing to what I have had. And if you are asking me why, it's because it is very easy to feel and understand the tonality of every component when you connect it into this Gryphon Mephisto. It is very easy to understand what each movement does. As you guys heard on my last video, the presentation is incredible. But it also will let you hear the recording. If it's not really great, you'll hear it not great. So when you listen to future videos of the Mephisto, please remember you're listening to one of the most neutral or transparent power amplifiers that in my opinion are available today. So if you can get your recording to sound better with your power amplifier and speakers, and you feel it sounds better in your room, more power to you. It goes back to the same conversation. You may have a Colosseum like power amplifier. That's great. That's what you got. Awesome. That's what you're going for. But with what I do with this channel and what I'm trying to do in the future, I need something like this. I need something that just tells me the truth. Tell it, like it is. And this is the power amplifier for me that will do that each and every time. So when thinking about a Mephisto, remember it is a big financial investment, but it is only the first financial investment you're going to make. I promise you, once you get it dialed in, there's no looking back. There is absolutely no looking back. It will continuously pay off. Day in, day out, you will feel like you don't even want to listen to anything else. Nothing else that you have. Simply because the bar is set very high when you get the Mephisto where it needs to be. It will be extremely high, and it will take tremendous amplification to dethrone it. So I hope you guys now have a better understanding of what both power amplifiers do. I do plan maybe someday in the future, in the near future, to bring the Gryphon Essence for me to audition or evaluate it. But probably not this year, guys. I don't think it will happen this year. I have other plans for this year with my audio equipment. In an amplifier right now, from another Gryphon amplifier, I must say, is not on my radar. But you never know, of course, like anything else. You never know when things could change. For now, I have no plans of selling this Gryphon Mephisto. I feel the combination is magical with the Pandora. I don't think, in my opinion, and I will be trying, of course, other line stages, other preamplifiers down the road with it. But the match between both is outstanding. The Gryphon Pandora and the Gryphon Mephisto, they really are just perfectly balanced. Okay, so my next video, I will go around and shoot the typical songs that you guys hate or love, but as a point of reference, of course, so that you guys can compare to what we have been doing. And I hope you guys really find that very useful, and that you can hopefully learn from what I'm doing here. I'm still doing the consultation. By the way, if you guys are interested, please look. My email will be on the description below. If you guys are interested in help with your system and building upon what you have, I have a vast amount of exposure to a lot of different components, a lot of different brands. I'm very well aware of what each brand does or doesn't do. Of course, there are some that I do not know, but the majority of the ones that you guys are probably contemplating, more than likely, I know about. And I probably have played with it, and I can give you a reference point. Before you go out there spending thousands of dollars to find out that what you're bringing was not what you brought, was not what you should have bought, and now having to sell it at a loss, don't do that. Let's jump on the phone. Let's talk. I may actually narrow it down to less choices to make your buying experience easier. Okay, the point here is that if you're contemplating 5 amplifiers or 10 amplifiers or preamplifiers, right? You don't know which way to go. Instead of trying one at a time and losing each and every time because you don't like it, and now you have to resell it and lose $5,000, $4,000, $3,000 constantly, hook up with me, on the phone. Let's talk. Give me your system. Tell me what you've got. Give me, the specifications of your room. Let me hear, your music selection. Let me hear how loud you listen. How long are your listening sessions? What brands you hate, what brands you love. What's the type of sound you're looking to get out of your system? We go over all those questions in detail. I take notes. Every time I meet with each and every one of you, I take notes. I have all your information about every question I ask you. And then I come back with a recommendation and narrow it down and make it easier for you guys so that you don't have to buy 10, 20 different brands until you get to the one you need. I'm going to get you there faster. Does that make sense? That's what I'm trying to do here. Please subscribe, guys, and thank you so much for following me. Take care.